What a crazy day and a couple of days in CONMEBOL World Cup qualifiers where Uruguay won in the 100th minute of the game. Brazil and Vini, we gotta talk about them. We're gonna talk obviously Ecuador finally scoring more than a goal in a single game, and the Clásico de Pacifico was straight up basura. Get your thoughts in the comments down below. And Paraguay, they are going to the World Cup. We're going to talk it all here in today's video. Remember to hit the like button, get your thoughts in the comments down below. Subscribe for more CONMEBOL content. And let's get straight into the games, people. Oh, Brazil. They had a very good window in October, and then they start off the November window with a 1-1 draw against Venezuela. And for the first time ever, Vini Tinto get a point against Brazil in Venezuela. So a decent result for them. Did they deserve the win? I think Brazil actually were really good in the first half. But the problem is, Igor Jesus did not have a good game. I thought Vini was great in that first half. But the problem is, you play good football in the first half. Rafinha scores an unbelievable free kick golazo, and they just cannot convert the chances. Rafinha had a great chance from Vini, where Vini tried to go around the goalkeeper Romo and didn't really work out. Lays it off to Rafinha, and he sends it back to Brazil. So Brazil are going to be kicking themselves and saying, man, we should have really won this game. They were playing really good, fluid, attacking football. You saw some sambas, a little bit of dancing, a little bit caipirinha in the first half. The second half was a little bit more lazy. They allow Venezuela to immediately score in the first, 30 seconds of the second half. Segovia gets a goal straight off the bench, an absolute screamer. Savarino with the wonderful layoff. Venezuela are fighting the demons, and the demons of we're never going to qualify to the World Cup. They're fighting those demons right now because they had a couple really good chances, because I don't know what Ederson was doing in this game. He gave Venezuela two great chances. Rondon can't finish his dinner. So this game was 1-1, a fair result, I would say so. But the main talking point is Vini wins the penalty. Great effort from him, and he misses it. He misses the penalty. This is the moments you need your best players to step up if you're Brazil, right? Vini, you're having a great game so far. You're really electrifying, but we need you in the biggest moment possible. And he didn't step up. And then after he missed that penalty, oh, he was garbage. You can just tell that the mental sort of collapse he had after missing the penalty was really hurting him a lot after the penalty miss. And it's unfortunate because people are going to now talk about, oh, Vini with Brazil, where's the GA, where's the GA? But if you actually watch the game, he was actually having a really good game, but everybody will only talk about the penalty miss. Rafinha stepped up. I don't think Rafinha had his best game. I don't think Savinho had his best game either. The one thing I want to say from Dorival is, Dorival, you're giving Estevao, 2 minutes on the field? 2 minutes for Estevao. That's a criminal offense by Dorival. Dorival, this guy is just, Brazil just got to sack him right now. But we know that's not going to happen because the FA is corrupt. And they're like, oh, Dorival, you look like the manager from 1994. I can't remember his name right now. You look like him. Oh, great. Okay, we're going to go on and do something. No, you're not. With Dorival, you're not going to do anything. With Bruno Guimaraes in the midfield, you're not doing anything either because the guy was awful in this game. But Brazil played, I think, a decent game. No Soltandinho, of course, in the starting lineup. I thought Aramburu was fantastic. Rondon, did he have his best game? No, he had a couple really good chances. I thought Savarino was excellent in the matchup. Obviously, Angel Herrera goes down injured, so Venezuela have to go away to Chile and win now. There's no other option, but now Venezuela have to start picking up wins here. They have, in the whole entire qualifiers, 2 wins in 11 games. They have 6 draws. They only got a -2 goal difference, and obviously that was because they got smacked up by Bolivia. But this is now a must-win game for Venezuela away in Chile. You have to win. You have to start picking up wins. Let's just say it right here, people. Paraguay are going to the World Cup. Right? They're going to the World Cup. We can, oh, no, maybe they'll slip up here, slip up there. They're not slipping up. In their last 5 games since Gustavo Alvaro has taken over, they have drawn away to Uruguay 0-0, beat Brazil 1-0, drawn away to Ecuador 0-0, beat Venezuela, and beat Argentina 2-1. What Gustavo Alvaro has done to this side is nothing short of miraculous. Did we not see Paraguay at the Copa America? I mean, Bolivia put up a better fight than Paraguay. Paraguay got destroyed by Costa Rica and got destroyed by Vini and Brazil. Paraguay were a disgrace. That was their worst ever Copa America that I've ever seen. And the absolute turnaround in 5 games to go from that to now going to the World Cup for the first time since 2010. Paraguay are going. I just don't see how this team are all of a sudden just gonna fall off a cliff and not qualify. Gustavo Gomez, unbelievable center back. Okay, Alderete scored the goal. He should have really been sent off. That second tackle he made on Messi, what was like the 37th, 38th minute, he has to get sent off in that situation. 2 yellow cards in 5 minutes. Adios. But he survived. He survived. The referee was very, let's say, lenient on that situation. And then Sanabria scores absolute golazo. 3 goals in the last 2 games. Scored 2 goals against Venezuela. Gets a bicycle kick goal against Argentina. Sublime, Alderete. And, you know, did Argentina really test Paraguay in this game? No, I felt like the midfield was really lacking for Argentina. McAllister, really poor. Messi, quite quiet, in my opinion. Obviously, Lautaro gets the goal. Kind of a little bit of a fortunate, because I thought Fernandez in goal should have done better. Alvarez, really quiet. So, from Argentina's perspective, you're seeing with these away performances, they're not really able to dictate play and really create a lot of chances. At home, of course, chance, chance, chance. Away from home, they're not creating. They're not able to press. We know with the midfield, and obviously with 2-striker formation, their midfield really needs to press up high. And you didn't really see that in this game. It didn't really work out. Obviously, De Paul had that great chance in the second half. I don't know why he sent it back to Buenos Aires. I don't know what he's doing there. But I think this is more about Paraguay. Yeah, look, Paraguay didn't have a lot of possession of the ball. They had, what, 29% possession of the ball. But this is Gustavo Alvaro, the professor, the maestro, whatever nickname you want to give to Gustavo Alvaro. Let me know your thoughts. What would be the nickname for him? He's the professor because he has just turned the ship into gold. Like, Paraguay were dead and buried. If Paraguay still had some bozo manager, they're never going to qualify to the World Cup. They'll be battling it out with Venezuela and Bolivia. But with Gustavo Alvaro, he gets these players. Remember what he said after they beat Brazil. He told Enciso and the players, we are going to the World Cup. That just installs a certain belief and a mentality that the players now are all feeding into. And yeah, look, I mean, the goal from Sanabria was absolute. I was discussing this with Rank before the November window. Who would you start, Pita or Sanabria? You gotta go with Sanabria now. The guy is just on fire. If he's scoring golazos like that, you don't bench him one bit. Are you worried with Argentina? Maybe there could be a midfield change. Garnacho off the bench was atrocious. I mean, absolutely atrocious. Paredes couldn't offer anything. Montiel didn't offer anything off the bench. So, yeah, look, I would have liked to see Nico Paz. I think he could have probably brought something onto the field. But, you know, look, Scaloni and this side, I think they're just kind of going through the motion. They're just, all right, let's just get done with qualifiers and we go to the World Cup and really perform. But this is just Paraguay. Are they going to the World Cup, people? Looking like it. They're going to go away next to Bolivia. If Paraguay can beat Bolivia away, oh no, they're definitely going. 100%. So Ecuador finally scored more than 1 goal in a game. Can you believe it, people? Now, when they moved this game to Guayaquil, you are obligated to win this game. At sea level against Bolivia, and a Bolivian side that were, I mean, the average age of the team was 23 years old. They were just youngsters out there. This is how you know Bolivia are so shameless. They're preparing for the game in El Alto against Paraguay. They said, all right, you guys rest there. I was looking mostly at their lineup, and like Miguel Terceros and all these sort of players, they were all left in Bolivia. So it was just a bunch of kids out there like Morales, obviously Montiero, Terraces. So it was pretty difficult to really get an understanding of Bolivia in this game. But Ecuador took full advantage because Sagredo, with the most stupidest red card you're going to see. The dude actually handballed it and thought to himself, I'm going to get away with it. In the VAR era, I mean, how ludicrous. Really, how ludicrous. But you just got to give it to Ecuador. They finally created a lot of chances. Even before the red card, creating chance after chance after chance. And Valencia missing chance after chance after chance. And eventually they get the penalty. And Valencia steps up, even though you saw this reaction. From the fans who were very, let's say, skeptical about him stepping up. But he converts it. And then it was the Gonzalo Plata show. I mean, the guy might be cheating on his girlfriend in Flamengo, and maybe that's a Flamengo thing, but the dude is a baller. I'm very happy to see now Gonzalo Plata in that same sort of form that we saw in the 2022 World Cup qualifiers. He's super talented. I don't know what's happened to him. Obviously, he made the move to Qatar, obviously very, very much money driven, but it seems like now since he made the move back to South America, you're seeing the essence of a brilliant player. That finish with the right foot to chip it over the goalkeeper, fantastic. And the other goal where Valencia lays it off to him, and then Alameda scores the golazo. So very good performance from Ecuador. I think this is now the way they have to go. Away from the back five, and go with the back four. They got the players. Obviously, Estupiñán started, Hincapié, Pacho, and Ordóñez, who's having a really good season with Club Brugge. Then obviously Vite, who came into the midfield because Caicedo was suspended. He was really fantastic. But this is what you got to do. Gonzalo Plata in the 10 role, Yeboah on the right, Alamindo on the left, and then look, Enner Valencia scored a goal in this game. The dude was still atrocious. He still missed a this game should have been 7-0, 8-0. With the way Bolivia were playing and the lineup they had and the way Ecuador were playing, should have been 8-0. But nonetheless, a positive result for Ecuador. Now they go away to Colombia. Let's see how they're going to set up in that game. You want to talk about drama, people, and you want to talk about an absolute, must-watch football game. Uruguay 3, Colombia 2. Bielsa had to win this game. He desperately had to win it. And then you look at the lineup for Colombia, and there was no James. James is obviously, he said he wasn't 100%, so he didn't get to start. Quintero, who's having a great season with Racing, and obviously was critical for them making it to the Copa Sudamericana final. He gets a golazo, even though Rochette should be doing a lot better with that free kick. But I think this game was a little bit nervous at times, but it really sprung into a good football game when Aguirre got the goal for Uruguay. And then it just was like, all right, Colombia, you get a chance. Uruguay, you get a chance. And then it just went absolute chaoticness. Duran missed a couple really good chances in this matchup. I was a little bit disappointed in him because, he's supposed to be that young star emerging. Lucho, I thought he had a really, really poor game. And Uruguay, Darwin, I didn't see a lot of Darwin either, if I'm going to be honest. But I'm still going to be critical. But before we move on to the last minute craziness of this game, I think for Bielsa, he's got to stop with Pelistri 90 minutes. Araujo, I thought he was okay. Why does Luciano Rodriguez not get any minutes once again? I just need to ask Bielsa, if we're in a room, I'm just going to strictly ask you, play Luciano Rodriguez. Pelistri just goes direct. His decision making isn't the greatest at the moment. I thought it would really improve. I was really impressed by him in the beginning of these qualifiers, but since then and after the Copa America, it hasn't been the greatest. Uruguay, I think they improved with their performance. They were obviously with Bielsa ball, it's very much chaotic, all right, pressing. And it kind of frustrated Colombia because Colombia, I don't think they created a whole lot in this game that was meaningful. Obviously, Richard Rios made that one cross into Duran, where Duran should have done better with it. But the madness begins in the 96th minute when Gomez scored that goal. And I thought to myself, oh my God, here's a melee, and Gomez is just there to tap it in for Colombia, and it finishes 2-2. And I thought, all right, a little bit controversial. There was a little bit of a VAR check after the goal, so that's why there was a little bit more added time. And then all Uruguay do is just send it forward, falls to the feet of Ugarte of all players, and Ugarte wins the game in the 101st minute. And the roar from the Estadio Centenario could be heard to Buenos Aires, to Rio de Janeiro. I think that goal is so critical for Uruguay because they've been poor in the last couple windows, really poor. This is the first time they score a goal in like 5 games, people. Like, they've been struggling to score goals. 0-0, 0-0, 1-0 loss, 0-0. So they finally scored goals. They win the game. I think that's going to be a huge psychological boost for this side. Now they're going to go away to Brazil. For Colombia, this is not good right now. The away form is atrocious. You know when was the last time they won an away game in World Cup qualifiers? Was November last year against Paraguay. They've lost to, obviously, they drew away to Peru. They lost to Bolivia. They lost to Uruguay. So the away form isn't great. Now, of course, at home, Colombia, absolute demons. The humidity, whatever it is, they're just so good at home. And let's see how they do against Ecuador. We'll see if James is going to start in that game. Lucho has to play a lot better. I wonder, of the injuries of Sinisterra, Jefferson Lerma, if that was going to be a key miss for this side. But I think this is now a big boost for Uruguay. Do you think now they're okay to qualify for the World Cup? I feel like I shouldn't talk about this game, but it is the Clásico de Pacifico. But this now is the Clásico de Basuro. I mean, this is just atrocious, the football. I mean, how Peruvians can be accepted watching Fossati ball like this. This is Paulo Guerrero is starting in the year 2024. The dude, you know what the average age of the Peruvian side was for this game, people? Almost 32 years old. 32, by far the most in all of these games in CONMEBOL. I don't get it. I really don't. If you want to have a generational change, just start the youngsters. Somebody from Alianza Lima, Sporting Cristal, or Cusco or somewhere is better than Paulo Guerrero right now. Now, did he have the worst game? No, he didn't. Good hold-up play, decent passing, but you see there was a couple of chances that he could have buried. Now, maybe Paulo Guerrero at 30 years old or 25 years old, buries it. Boom. Peru win the game. The dude is 40 years old. The retirement home is that way, not this way. Fossati, the football is atrocious. It's atrocious. And I'll get to Chile in a minute, but the only bright spots for Peru in this game is Oliver Sonne from obviously Denmark. Really good. I thought he was electrifying. Good hold-up play. The link-up was good. And then Polo on the right side as well. And Advincula, but Advincula we know is a baller. But Peña, I thought was a disappointment. Paulo Guerrero, I thought was a little bit of a disappointment. But, like, there's no options. If you are Fossati, just start Quispe, just start somebody else, just start somebody at striker, not Paulo Guerrero, and definitely not Lapadula either, because the dude tried to dive for a penalty. I don't think that was going to be a penalty either. It should have been. I mean, Peruvians, Gareca did his job. He eliminated both Peru and Chile, because now they are 5 points behind and 6 points behind Venezuela for the playoff spot. There is no way they're going to catch them. Chile are not any better. I mean, they started Arturo Vidal. We are in the year 2024 and I'm still seeing Arturo Vidal against Paulo Guerrero. Let the madness stop, please. Stop. I mean, it just epitomizes where these two teams are. They need a generational change. Now that both of them are out and Gareca is basically doing a job for both teams and saying to both teams, hey, you guys both need a generational change. It just epitomizes where they're at. Aravena, he had a really good opportunity. All he needs to do is lay it off to Valdez, and it's 1-0 for Chile. The pass was atrocious. Eduardo Vargas, I don't know what he's doing out there. I thought Vidal was pretty decent in the game. He actually had a really good chance. And Casero, I don't know who this goalkeeper is, but why do Peruvians have the best goalkeepers in South America? Like, honestly, game was okay. Yeah, there was chances, but the actual football that was being played, not good enough. The only time Peru looked dangerous, crosses into the box. Crosses into the box. Chile tried to do the combination play, didn't really work out. Echeverria had a really good chance from, I think it was Vidal's pass, if memory serves me right. Great. That should be 1-0 right there. Aravena has a great chance on the right side, misses it completely. So Chile had their opportunities. This is why I can't really blame Gareca solely. It's not only Gareca. These players are just nowhere near the level that they should be. But I want to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Uruguay's crazy late winner, Clásico de Basuro, obviously Brazil and Vini missing the penalty. What about Ecuador? Get your thoughts in the comments down below. And Paraguay, man, these guys might be real. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here for more CONMEBOL content. And obviously, we will see you all here next week for more CONMEBOL videos. Have a beautiful day. Stay safe in this crazy world. Till next time. Adios.